Hello and welcome to another episode of Moonshot Nutrition. My name's Addison and today I want to talk to you about willpower. The reason I want to talk to you about willpower is one of those missing ingredients, or sometimes lacking ingredients, in most diets. But it's not for the reasons that you think. Most people attribute a lack of willpower to things like weakness, failure, just all the negative emotions to, if they just had more willpower, or they have no willpower, or they start to blame the person that is supposedly lacking willpower. And while there is no question that some people have more willpower than others, I will also tell you that if you understood more about willpower, you would realize that it's less likely to be a question of whether or not you're a failure or unwilling to try hard, and more a question of understanding what is willpower, how do you conserve it, how do you build it or grow it, and what can you do to conserve it, or I should say conserve it as best you can so that you can save it for times when you need it. So first off, the first thing you need to understand about willpower is that willpower is actually just your capacity to make decisions, make choices, if you will. That is willpower. This is one of the reasons why people love different ways to escape. Watching movies, that's my favorite. For some people, it's reading books, if you remember what those are. For other people, it's just watching mindless television, right? Reality TV. All of these different escapes are actually really interesting ways in which people can just relax and not have to use willpower. That's also why people are listening to things. It's a way to kind of disconnect their brain and just exist. Okay? This is why when we get more and more tired, we tend to do these things if we're not going to go to sleep, because they don't require the use of our brain in such a way. And I know it sounds weird, but that's why certain tasks become so hard when you're tired. All right, so for instance, if you're having difficulty thinking about something, you can't put the complex thought together at all in your head, you're too tired, I guarantee you that same person is also going to be really lacking in willpower at that moment. Okay, because they're basically one and the same. When you get up after a good night's rest and you are ready to go, usually you also have the amazing willpower to say, no, I'm not going to eat the pancakes today. I am just going to have a glass of water and, grapefruit and an egg, or whatever it is that you call a healthy breakfast, as an example. It's suddenly much easier when you have that boundless energy. Okay, and by the way, this is also why really famous people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, just to name a couple, will tend to be the people that are the most boringly dressed humans on the planet. It's not that they can't get a hold of good fashion, it's more to do with the fact that they realize that if they streamline how many decisions they have to make throughout the day, it'll actually provide them with more willpower to make the decisions and do the things that are most important to them. So that if you spend an hour every morning, stressing over what you're going to put on that day, you literally just used up that much of your mental energy, of your mental willpower, doing something that probably is relatively insignificant. Okay, this is also why people that have really well-defined morning routines and even evening routines are seemingly really successful. You hear this a lot in the success books and the self-help books. Oh, you got to have a routine. Well, the problem with these people talking about routines is they never really explain to you why you need the routine. Just this nebulous, you have to have a routine. Successful people have a routine. No, there's a reason for it. When you have a routine, something you do every morning, something you do every evening, it becomes an autopilot. When it becomes an autopilot, you're not really making decisions. You're not stressing over anything. You're conserving your willpower and your brain power to do the things that are most important to you. That's the real secret when it comes to willpower. conserving it for the times that you need it, and not wasting it on frivolous crap that you don't. Lastly, I'm going to tell you a few things you can do to increase it relative to your lifestyle. So number one, the better sleep you get, that's right, the more willpower you have. The better your diet is, that's right, the more willpower you have. And if you're getting good, healthy exercise, which I've talked about in other videos, if you're getting good, healthy exercise that leaves you energized for the day, not depleted, again, you will have more willpower. Okay, and then occasionally, yes, you can use stimulants, they can help too. But just realize that when you're doing all of these things, it's about increasing your overall brain power. That's also why people like nootropic supplements, okay? Because again, it increases what their brain can do, how much energy their brain has, and thus their willpower is increased, right? You think of it as motivation, but it's remarkable how often it's actually more like a derivative of willpower, okay? So please, pay attention to your willpower. Pay attention to what affects your willpower. And see what you can do to maximize your willpower every day. And if you start to do this, the things that you want to do will start to mysteriously become easier. Well, my name's Addison. This has been Moonshot Nutrition. Please share the good word with anybody you can. Make the world a better place. Go out and love others. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.